watching another video by me, the Nomadic Cole, tonight, and yeah, we're doing another video tonight. First time in like almost a week, so I've been trying to post every single week pretty much, or maybe twice a week if I can get around to it, and I'll be trying to do a live stream later this month. But anyways, before we get on to this video, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe for more content and funny videos and whatnot, and rants and other crazy shit. So anyways, as the title says, we're gonna be talking and ranting about trans athletes in sports. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I respect, everyone's rights. I respect humans' rights, and you know what? Trans people have rights. Get that out of the way. You have human rights, constitutional rights, obviously. You have the right to pursue happiness. And you probably should have a right to, join in sports, partake in sports if you want. But where do you draw the line? Right? Where do you draw the line? Because what we've been seeing is these trans athletes have been dominating in female sports. Just completely dominating female sports, winning first place trophies, breaking records, consistently placing in the top 3, and just completely blowing these female athletes out of the water. I mean, if you ask me, if you actually care about women's rights, if you consider yourself a feminist, why do you not care about, women's sports being dominated by biological men? Or at least at one point were men. Anyways, I have a few points to make about this. So first of all, these people were at one point men, which means they were obviously born with some natural gifts. They were born with a wing-wang between their legs, obviously. Born with a set amount of testosterone, which eventually, if you hit puberty, becomes an infinite amount of testosterone. And I know a lot of trans people become trans during or after they hit puberty, which means that a lot of the body has changed already in that time. You feel me? A lot of your body has changed, has gone through that change. You've already reached your full height. You see a lot of these transgender athletes inside of college, NCAA, even professional level sports now. They're massive compared to these women. Absolutely massive. You got like 6 foot tall females, 6'1", 6 foot tall, 5'11", very tall people. Which would, in men's size, that would be kind of normal level size. For females, that's massive. A lot of females, some females don't even get over 5'6" or 5'7". And that's kind of like an average height. That's like, for females, being 5'9" or over, a little bit over, maybe 5'10" is considered tall. In fact, I'd say 5'10" is considered very tall for a female. And to be 6 foot and be considered a female, that's freakishly tall. That's like being a Shaq. That's like being Shaquille O'Neal. Imagine how that affects like basketball. Just take a second. If you're playing basketball, playing in the WNBA, you got a lot of like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" girls inside there, considered tall for females. And then you got a trans athlete who's like 6'2", 6'3", coming in there, just slam dunking on women. I mean, that doesn't seem very fair, right? Not in my eyes, at least. A few factoids here on a little sheet of paper as well. And one of those factoids that say here says estrogen is about estrogen treatment. Now, so it says. And this is according to clevelandclinic.org as well. Estrogen treatment, it's considered done at about 4 months in. when your voice, your vocals will drop a little bit. You may lose some weight, etc. You may start to feel and act more feminine. Your emotions change after about 4 months. So definitely, I'm saying after 4 months, a little over that, things do change. But your body does not have much time to change in 4 months. In fact, for you to have a full transformation and start actually like looking feminine and losing muscle mass takes 18 to 24 months, 2 years. A lot of these transgender athletes haven't been taking it for less than a year. A lot of them are fresh out of high school, straight into college. Been taking it for less than a year because a lot of these transgender people doing it they're going through their transformations in high school, later on in high school especially. A lot of things change when you go from high school to college. It's a very normal thing. I understand that. But it's unfair to take someone who's 4 months ago, 5 months ago maybe, decided they wanted to be a woman and started taking estrogen pills, and put them against a biological woman who's been a woman all their life, and this person is like almost 6 foot tall, has a muscular frame, and then you have this woman who's had to work for it all her life, who's had to work to be an athlete, who's had to put in all this work, and you just completely blow them out of the water. Understand me? Some other things. Sports promoters. We all know that the sports business is all about money, promoting matches, promoting games, etc. Sports promoters, including big name leagues like the NBA, NFL, NCAA, they get threatened. They get threatened, people. Threatened by the woke mob, the SJWs. They get threatened to hire trans athletes or to let trans athletes play. Even though the rules clearly state there's certain limits on who and who cannot play in certain divisions. But they get threatened by the woke mob, and they end up, oftentimes they end up giving in because they don't want to lose money or they don't want the bad press, which is understandable, which is a horrible thing, honestly. It's one of the reasons I hate the SJWs, is they're woke mobs. Another thing, very rarely are you hearing of female to male trans athletes competing in men's sports and having a lot of success. Now, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. There's a guy named Chris Mosier. You could search him up. Guy's a trans athlete. Does, I believe it was cross country for Team USA in the Olympics. But it's not like he's consistently placing in first place, breaking records, doing all this crazy stuff. No, he's just kind of like a middle of the pack type of dude. He's nothing special exactly. So, and other than that, I really couldn't find anything else. I couldn't find really any big name successful professional athletes that were trans female to male, but lots of trans male to female though. Why? Because the gifts you're born with, obviously. Another fact, think of tits, okay? You get top surgery, right? A lot of trans people, they talk about getting top surgery, they get tits, obviously. But guess what? Not everybody does it. And part of the reason is because not everybody can afford it. Maybe not everybody wants it for whatever reason. Can't really control that. It's your healthcare, your choice, your body, etc. But a woman, naturally born with tits, did you know a pair of D cups can weigh as much as 15 to 20 pounds? Put that in a racing perspective when you're running. You got one person carrying nothing. You got another person who's got to carry 2 milk jugs. 2 5-gallon milk jugs. Almost 20 pounds right there. And has to run with that. Who do you think's going to finish first? Obviously the person carrying nothing. Unless, of course, the person carrying the 2 milk jugs is a fucking super athlete like The Rock Dwayne Johnson or some shit. But that's very unlikely. And yeah, for my sources, it's clevelandclinic.org, Quora, ESPN.com, and ForzaSupplements.com/UK. So yeah. Anyways, I think we need to draw a line. I think there needs to be accommodations made. Obviously, we should start trying to, let some people play that should be playing. But we need to make accommodations, and we also need to look into these people who are obviously blatantly trying to cheat inside these sports. And I encourage promoters of these companies, these sports companies, to look into the histories and look into the medical information of what's going on with your athletes. Because honestly, it's unfair to your female athletes to put them against biological men with all these advantages, with all these facts that say it's unfair, and it's just downright common sense. Obviously, you look into regular athletes all the time for drug issues. Why don't you look into athletes as well for fucking if they've been taking estrogen for 4 months or 24 months? It's really not that hard, people. Anyways, this is Nomadic Cole. This rant is about over. So thank you guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.